call this meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation following. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear God, please bless our elected officials, grant them the wisdom to know and the courage to do what is right for all citizens. Amen.
Amen. Roll call, please.
Allen? Here. LaFour?
Here.
Mr. Ravitch?
Here.
Ricks?
Here.
Schultz?
Here.
Warren?
Here.
Yelenich?
Here.
Good to see everybody made it tonight. We move on to approval of minutes for the regular meeting of October 20th. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion. Support.
Motion's been made and supported. Any discussion? Being not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. How about for the minutes for the workshop on the same evening, October 20th? Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion. Support.
Motion's been made and supported. Any discussion on that? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We move on to audience comments, which I don't know that we have any comments. We have a lot of comments, hopefully, from our auditor. We will move on. Adoption agenda, Mr. City Manager, any changes?
No changes.
City Council, any changes? If not, a motion to accept the agenda as presented would be in order.
Make the motion.
Support.
Motion's been made and supported. Any discussion? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We move on to the consent agenda. Is there a motion for the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Motion's been made and supported. According to our rules, there's no discussion on the consent agenda motion. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We move on to items for consideration. We have 6 this evening. The first one being presentation of our fiscal year 2024-2025 city audit. Mr. City Manager?
Council is scheduled to receive a presentation from the city auditors, Plant Moran, on the fiscal year 2024-25 audit. Again, this year, the auditors were able to give an unmodified opinion, which is the best opinion that can be provided. And overall, the city is in good financial shape, which the audit presentation will show. And Keith Szymanski from Plant Moran is here tonight to give the presentation.
Keith, good to see you.
Good evening. Nice to be with you again. Happy to say, I don't know if I've mentioned this lately, I've actually worked on the city's audit each of my 18 years with Plant Moran, and I'm happy to be here as the first time as the engagement partner on the audit. So,
Yes. Congratulations.
big shoes to fill with Dave Harrington, who's enjoying retirement, but looking forward to working with the city for many years to come.
Very good.
Happy to say, as Mr. City Manager mentioned, we've got a clean audit, many positive results to go over once again, including an unmodified opinion on the financial statements. So I'll keep things relatively short and sweet, but happy to answer any questions council might have. Not going to go over the 50-page financial statement document in any detail. Instead, you should have a brief PowerPoint graph presentation that will summarize the results. So diving right into that, slide number 1 is a 5-year history of general fund revenue. In total, general fund revenues did decrease in fiscal year 2025. However, if you note the one-time items, sort of the greenish teal section at the top of some of the previous years, that 2024 included more than $1 million of one-time non-recurring items, including a nearly $1 million donation for the library. So excluding that, for the most part, revenues were on track with where they had been in previous years. Property taxes remain the largest source of revenue, making up about 65% of the total. Taxable values throughout the city increased for the 9th straight year coming out of the Great Recession, and that revenue source was up more than 7% compared to 2024. Moving on to slide number 2, a similar 5-year history, this time general fund expenditures. And while general fund revenue did decrease, so too did expenditures. They were down about 4% compared to the previous year. As we typically see, public safety is the largest category of expenditures, making up about 43% of the total in 2025. As you might see if you look at each of the categories compared to the previous year, both public safety and public work expenses decreased compared to 2024. And the one significant increase was in transfers out, and in particular, support to Parks and Recreation increased by a little bit more than $300,000 compared to the previous year. Moving on to slide number 3. got the last 5 years of general fund balance. So this is the equity in the general fund, also sometimes referred to as your rainy day fund. This is the cumulative fund balance of the entire history of the general fund, including the years in which revenue exceeded expenditures. There was a slight decrease in fund balance of about $260,000 in 2025 as the expenditures did exceed revenue. However, that was budgeted, and the actual decrease was a fair amount less than what was budgeted and tracked throughout the year. About 62% of the fund balance is classified as unassigned, meaning it's available for any potential uses. There are no restrictions or obligations as to how that money can be spent. The other categories of fund balance include $976,000 of restricted fund balance. That's residual from the library donation and can only be spent for library purposes. And $199,000 is assigned, which is the planned use of fund balance in the fiscal year 2026 budget. So should that amount be necessary in 2026, it's already assigned, while it leaves close to $2 million still unassigned, which is a healthy amount compared to the city's annual budget. Lastly, on slide 4, we switch gears away from the general fund and look at the sewer and water funds, with the sewer being on the left. We're charting 2 financial measures here. The blue line is working capital, which is current assets minus current liabilities, essentially the liquid assets that are on hand to fund operations. And the orange line is operating income for just the last year, so operating revenue minus operating expenses. Looking at the sewer fund, there was a small operating loss of about $29,000. However, that includes more than $400,000 of depreciation expense, which is a non-cash item, just an accounting measure of the use of capital assets years after they've been placed in service. Working capital decreased just very slightly, but still remains about $2.5 million. Switching over to the water fund, there was positive operating income, a little bit more than $10,000, and a slight decrease in working capital. However, as was the case with the sewer fund, the working capital of the water fund remains very healthy. So no areas of concern with either of these 2 funds. The city has done a nice job containing expenses, making sure that the revenue aligns with it so that both operations as well as capital and any debt service are funded from the funds while maintaining adequate reserves. So that's all I had on the financial highlights for the last year. There is another deliverable in your packets, an end of audit letter addressed to City Council. There isn't a lot outside of the ordinary or the boilerplate language in that letter. We do mention there was a new accounting pronouncement implemented in fiscal year 25. That was GASB statement number 101, which relates to compensated absences, paid time off, sick and vacation available to employees. So while that did have to be calculated using a slightly different criteria than what existed in the past, it overall did not have a significant impact on the city's financial statements. That letter is also where we would report any internal control related matters if we saw potential conflicts of interest or if we identified any misstatements as part of the audit, but we did not. So there are no such items to bring to your attention, which really is a tremendous credit to Angel once again. So we really thank her for her cooperation and assistance throughout the audit. She's done a great job of keeping track of all the city's activities, both throughout the year and in all the efforts that go into closing the books as of June 30th of each year. So we really thank her for that. In closing, once again, pleased to work with the city in working towards another successful audit. I and the entire team love coming to Richmond for a week or 2 each summer and working with John and Angel. They really are extremely professional. We get the audit done quite effectively, and everything goes very smoothly year after year. And that's hard to say, particularly as we see accounting positions turn over at other municipalities and they struggle to find quality help to fill those positions. The city really has been very steady and has benefited from Angel's presence for the last several years. So with that, I'm happy to pause and see if there are any questions.
Council, any questions? It's pretty clear here. Looks like we're doing a great job, and we certainly appreciate, as if you stated, our city managers and Angel's abilities to handle huge responsibility here, and they keep us enlightened every month. We know exactly where we stand, what we have left in our funds, and everything else. So that's really helped us as representing the people of this city, making sure their tax dollars are being used wisely. And she's pretty tight over here, too. She gives them a hard time if we go outside. But, hey, that's great. She's done a great job. And you know, when we've had to, you know, emergencies, things that we couldn't plan for or budget for, we figured it out. And they've done a great job of telling us how we can go about doing that at the least expense to the taxpayers. So we're really happy with the crew that we have. And we're happy at Plant Moran. You said 18 years?
For me personally,
For
yes.
you personally, yeah, and I can't imagine how many years it's been that we've had Plant Moran. It's been a long time.
Yes.
I've been here for 30, so
Yeah.
it's been all of 30.
Yes.
So, no, we really appreciate that and hope that Dave has a great retirement also. You know, we really entrusted him like we entrust you now to tell us what's going on. If we're screwing up, we need to know, and we know you people will let us know.
We will.
Plant Moran's a very prestigious organization, so we appreciate it again.
Thank you. Appreciate those comments.
Any other comments? Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to receive and file the City of Richmond June 30th, 2025 financial report with supplemental information from Plant Moran.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussions? I don't know if we should say any more about Angel. I mean, Keith really laid it on this year, how good she is.
No, I would mention just thanks to Angel. She does a great job, not only with the audit, but throughout the year. And the audit's not just the 2 weeks that the auditors are here for, but there's a lot of prep work involved. And for a one-person treasury department to get prepared for that, I think Keith can attest that she does a great job getting ready for the audit, as she does throughout the year.
Yeah, yep, well said. Any other comments? All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Item number 2, consideration of adopting Resolution 2025-16, lease purchase Pierce PNC tanker truck. Mr. City Manager.
Council is scheduled to consider approving a resolution which authorizes a lease purchase proposal from Pierce in cooperation with PNC Bank to purchase the new tanker truck for the fire department. Previously, council approved the purchase of the 3,000-gallon tanker from Pierce with delivery anticipated in mid-December. We had previously gone over different financing options from banks and also from Pierce in partnership with PNC. Our recommendation is to go with that partnership. It has several advantages along with the lowest interest rate. It allows us to kind of schedule that first payment out 1 year, which provides for us to kind of replenish the equipment fund after some recent vehicle acquisition, so that we don't have to borrow more from the general fund. Based on our review of the end of the year audit numbers, Angel and I are recommending going with the 7-year lease purchase plan with the $200,000 down payment. That'll make the annual payments fit within our equipment fund contributions per the fire contracts.
Very good. Angel, anything to add to that? Pretty much covered it, did he?
Yes.
Very good, very good. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2025-16, a resolution authorizing the City of Richmond to enter into the lease purchase agreement with PNC Bank National Association.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any other discussion? Did we just sign contracts with the townships that we serve?
Yes, I think these are we in our second year of a
Second year
5-year
of a five.
contract? Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Item number 3 is consideration and purchase wastewater treatment plant grit pump replacement. Mr. City Manager.
Council is scheduled to approve the purchase of a replacement grit removal pump at the wastewater treatment plant. The Public Service Director budgets $30,000 each year in the wastewater treatment plant budget for equipment replacement, and this pump recently failed. We were hoping that we might be able to rebuild it, but unfortunately, we do need to purchase a new pump. So Jim did get quotes. Gorman Rupp is the low bidder, and Jim is here if you have any technical questions.
Anything to add to that, Jim?
Nothing, thank you.
I should talk less and let them talk
Yeah,
more.
just let them do it, John. Yeah, sure. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to authorize the expense of $17,840 for the purchase of one self-priming Gorman Rupp grit pump from Dubas Cooper with expense charged to appropriate line item in the sanitary sewer fund.
Support.
Motion been made and support. Is there any discussion on this? We got a pretty long life on that previous motor.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, great.
I mean, it doesn't run 24/7. It's as needed that they utilize it. So.
Yeah. But is it a container that it's in gets so high and then it turns on?
Essentially.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Is it going to help at all that we've got these new bulkheads on Main Street?
Anytime we can reduce grit coming into the plant is a benefit.
Is beneficial, okay. Sounds like a politician, doesn't he? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Item number 4 is consideration of special request for the Richmond Little League over-the-road banner. Mr. City Manager?
Council is scheduled to consider an across-the-road banner request from Richmond Little League for 2 banners announcing online registration open. About 5 years ago, Little League also took over registration and running of the softball age group program, and so they started using two banners. So this time they're asking for them to go up in November. They normally do that in the fall, and then they'll come back like sometime in the winter after the holidays and do another 2 weeks. So administration has recommended that they go up tomorrow, November 4th through Monday, November 17th, at which time we'll transition to the city's Home for the Holidays banner and the community theater banner.
Very good. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the Across the Road banner request from Richmond Little League for 2 banners for their registration event from Tuesday, November 4th, 2025 through Monday, November 17th, 2025.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion on this item? Something we do every year. Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Item number 5 is consideration of adopting Resolution 2025-17 for Public Act 152. Mr. City Manager?
Council is scheduled to consider adopting Resolution 2025-17, which complies with the provisions of Public Act 152. Each year at the beginning of our coverage year for healthcare, City Council must determine how it is going to comply with Public Act 152. There's really 3 options. We could either comply with the hard cap, which sets a dollar limit of how much we contribute. We can split the cost 80-20 with the employer and employee, or we can opt out and set that limit at whatever we have negotiated with. Since the inception of Public Act 152, we have always taken option 3, which allows us to opt out of that act and then set the limit based on our contract negotiations with our unions, as well as discussions with our non-affiliated personnel. And so, again, we're recommending doing that this year.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approving Resolution 2025-17, electing to comply with the provisions of Public Act 152 of 2011 by exercising the city's rights to exempt itself from the requirements of the act for the next succeeding health care plan year.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion on this item? I think we've always found it important to keep our health insurance for our employees as best as we can afford to do. And this allows us to do that.
Correct. And I would say as time has gone on and healthcare costs have risen, more and more communities are going to this option that we're doing.
Very good. Okay, anything else on this? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Our last item is consideration of board appointment to the library.
Council is scheduled to consider making an appointment to fill a vacancy on the library board. We have included in your packet an application from Darlene Pinsky.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to appoint Darlene Pinsky to the library board for a 2-year term with an expiration date of June 30th, 2027.
Support.
Motion been made and supported there. Any conversation on this item? We kind of, when we had her, retirement party the other day, we said that you can, how'd that old song go? You can
check out anytime you want, but you can never
you
leave.
can never leave here. And so we presented her at that time that she needs to sign up to be on the board. And who better than somebody that worked there and has done such a wonderful job in all the years that she worked at the library. So really happy that she did this, and especially at this time. She also served as one of the employees on our expansion of the library with the donation that we received. So we're just going to keep, that committee will just keep on floating along until we figure out what we're going to do here. So really appreciate that. And of course, congratulations on her retirement from the library itself. So is there any other discussion? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We thank her. Moving on, miscellaneous matters from the city manager, sir.
I'd like to thank the Recreation Department and the businesses and organizations that came out and put on a really great Halloween event. We had moved it to the main municipal parking lot last Friday night, and it was a great venue to have it there, and a lot of very positive comments.
Very good. And update where we at with Main Street, the sewer program?
The water main replacement project?
Yes.
They're doing concrete restoration this week, and so we anticipate the asphalt patching and brick paver, that type of work, next week. So by Thanksgiving, I'd expect we'll be in very good shape.
Okay. Now, somebody questioned me to get the grass to grow. Is it too late?
It is.
It's too late now to seed?
It'll probably be seeded as dormant seed, but it certainly will not grow or become established till the spring.
Okay, okay. Very good. A lot of people are patiently waiting for Main Street to put back together again. Okay. Council comments. Michael?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Yes? Jimmy?
Nothing, night, Mayor.
Emily?
Nothing, thank you.
John?
Nothing.
Nick?
All set.
All right, well, let's see. We have hall walking starts tomorrow. That's going to be held at the Richmond Elementary School. As it has in the past, it's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. It will start tomorrow and run through April 16th. There is a $1 charge. You can get a deal if you get a punch card. Any questions on that, call our rec department at 727-3064. We already started the teen open gym at the Odd. It runs 2 to 4 on Sundays, and that's a drop-in fee of $3 per person. The Odd is also open from 5 to 7 every Sunday for adult open gym, and that is $4 per adult. We have a welcome back to the Odd every Tuesday starting November 11th. The Odd will be having an after-school program running from 3 to 5, $3 per person, or punch cards are available. Again, questions on that item, 727-3064. Coming this fall to the Odd is the Toy Town Treasures Toy Sale. That's going to be held on November 15th. Doors open at 9 a.m. till noon. It's an entry fee of $1 per person, or bring a non-perishable food item to donate to St. A's, which is the community's food pantry. If you're interested, again, to be a vendor or otherwise, you can call 727-3064 to the Parks and Rec, or you can call directly to the Odd at 586-430-4950. And don't forget to vote tomorrow. We do have an important issue there for the schools. And the four of us are up for reelection, and we appreciate the support because nobody's running against us. So we still think you need to get out there and vote, especially for the school item that you've heard about. There is a historic lecture that's going to be held at Rags, but I think actually, did I read that that's going to be held at the community center?
I believe it's the community center, yeah. It's put on by Rags, but held at the community center.
Yeah, okay, so that's going to be this Friday, the 7th. I don't have a time on that. Again, call 727-3064. They can probably tell you the time for that historic lecture. A week from tonight, the library board will be meeting at 5:30. And that will be our organizational meeting at 8 o'clock on Monday the 10th, where we select our mayor and mayor pro tem. Veterans Day is on the 11th. City Hall, the library, and the community center will be closed. That's on Veterans Day, November 11th. Planning Commission, I'm not sure.
Yes, we do.
We are having a meeting. That is going to be held on the 13th at 7 o'clock right here at City Hall. And of course, 2 weeks from tonight will be our next regular city council meeting right here at City Hall at 7 o'clock. There was a question, Mr. City Manager, that I had, and there it is. Okay.
24th.
The yard waste ends November 24th. So that's a week of Thanksgiving. So we should probably be in pretty good shape.
From the looks of it, I think we'll be in pretty good shape,
Okay,
yes.
okay. If necessary, like we've done in the past, we've always gone back and asked.
I can check with Priority on their availability to do that, yes.
Yeah, just in case. But it looked like it was blowing pretty hard today, and, yeah.
Almost lost my car door, yes.
Yeah, it took a lot off, what was remaining on a lot of the trees. So that's it for the calendar. Thank you again to Parks and Rec for putting on the Halloween event. It was a new venue, as the city manager stated, and seemed to work very well. So we appreciate everybody that was involved, and I know our neighborhood picked up quite a bit because of that, because we're closer to the municipal parking lot than we are to the fire hall. And there was at least another, my wife said probably at least 100 more kids that came down our street also. So that was good. And that way there's a lot of candy, because I told her you gotta expect, you know. I said expect 1,000, you know, so there's a lot of candy there left over. So anyhow, other than that, any other business of the city council this evening? If not,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
motion's been made and supported. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Thanks for being with us.